Hi there, my name is Theo Groeneveld and I serve on the Uniting Presbyterian Church in Southern Africa's Mission and Discipleship Committee. The work of this committee spans nearly 12 years, and in the 12 years we have relentlessly pushed the church to think about church growth and missional church, not missionary church but missional church, recognizing that our presence in our community is our mission, and our members are our greatest missionaries as they serve as teachers, doctors, lawyers, friends, neighbors, and family in their communities. And so we've relentlessly pushed the Fresh Expressions material, mission-shaped initiative, and these various projects. We've run Inspire conferences. We've done 6, sort of one every 2 years. 3 of them have been face-to-face. 3 of them have been online. We've piloted a course, at least a program, called the Order of Lay Ministries, and this is all about equipping local leaders. And so in a local congregation where somebody is wanting to serve as a lay preacher or a pastoral visitor or a youth worker or a Sunday school teacher or a local evangelist, they can apply to become part of the order. And as they become part of the order, they are recognized by the presbytery, and they go through a journey, a foundations course, which aligns them with the denomination's view on servant ministry and supporting and working in teams. But they also do some specific training to equip them for the task that they want to do. We have over 100 people who have gone through this process, have been recognized by their presbyteries and served there. We also have the Church Development Evangelist Program that is working very, very well both in Zambia and in Zimbabwe, where they've recognized that there is potential for plants in villages and towns, but that the economy simply cannot afford a full-time minister. And so we've equipped lay leaders with some training and some study and some practical skills, and deployed them as church development evangelists to build up new communities. And this has been wonderfully successful. And what we've tried to do is gather those church development evangelists together from time to time, continue their training, and equip them. Over the years, we've partnered with the Sailors Society, and then African Enterprise, and most recently with the Bible Society. And the idea is that we just keep the denomination's eyes open towards mission that happens outside of denominational structures, and to support that work and also to strategically partner with them. We've been able to bring significant reports to our General Assembly over the years, and some of these reports have been challenging and groundbreaking. We've addressed the reality that in the future, very few congregations will afford a full-time minister. And so we've had to look at bivocational ministry. We've also recognized the need to recognize the other forms of ministry that Ephesians 4 describes, that of the apostle, the prophet, and the evangelist, in addition to pastor, teacher. And so we're busy thinking about our selection of ministers and our training of ministers in the light of all of these new realities. In recent years, we've been spearheading the Going for Growth initiative. Going for Growth has been adopted by the entire denomination. It's not a project, rather it's a movement. And it stretches over a 10-year time frame in which we as Mission and Discipleship are the catalysts to get the church to think about going for growth. And so we're creating awareness, making tools available to make this happen. And this initiative works in 3 specific areas. Firstly, sowing, which is starting new work, whether it's planting a congregation or starting a soup kitchen. Secondly, it's about growing, which is getting congregations that are stuck, unstuck, and helping them to reach their full potential. And thirdly, it's about reaping, which is a renewed emphasis on personal evangelism and how we can equip our members to responsibly share their faith in word and in action in their communities. Going for Growth is a movement, and so we are not specifically able to control the outcomes, but rather, in a sense, we're starting fires all over the place, trying to get congregations and presbyteries to think beyond maintenance and think missionally. What's exciting is that this is bearing fruit, and we've had presbyteries who've gathered together in the various regions in their presbyteries and brought key leaders around the table and said, how can we grow? How can we do new things? How can we think outside of the box? And we're seeing that our fellowships and our various structures within the denomination are starting to catch the fire, as it were, and think outside of normal church business. And so we're very excited about the potential of Going for Growth. In addition to this, we have continued to run our Inspire conferences. Around COVID, we specifically brought in speakers to teach us how to deal with our young people who've been so traumatized by COVID, how to deal with bereavement and death in a time of COVID. And these have been very significant, and because these conferences have been online, the resources continue to remain available long after the conference is finished. And slowly but surely the views on our YouTube channel click up and click up as people come and watch them as they have time and as they have need. We have a lovely website which gathers together a whole bunch of resources, talks, videos, Bible studies that some of our ministers have written that people can download and use for free. And this is turning into a marvelous resource. Later this year, we have Lindsay Armstrong from the Presbyterian Church in the USA coming to speak to us about their project of planting 1001 new worshiping communities in the Presbyterian Church in the USA. And we're calling the conference, What is the Secret Sauce? And we're hoping to learn a lot from Lindsay and their insights into what growing the church has looked like over the last couple of years for them. In the pipeline for us is an interim moderator's manual, because we've realized that when a congregation loses its minister and the presbytery appoints an interim moderator, the interim moderator isn't always equipped for how to transition a congregation through that period that they're without a minister, and how to equip them to call the next minister or to grow even if they can't afford a minister. And so that resource is highly sought after and will be rolled out soon. We've developed a booklet that congregations can use to formulate strategy and mission and vision. We call it Future Focus. It's material that was given to us by the Church of Scotland, and they gave us permission to contextualize it. And it's now a lovely resource that sessions and congregations can use to transform their local congregation and to become more missional in the work that they do. Finally, and last but not least, we've recognized that we're the Mission and Discipleship Committee, and one of the areas in which a lot more work needs to be done is the discipling of our members. And very often this is called spiritual formation or Christian education, but the recognition that one of our tasks is not just to make converts, but to equip people to live for Christ as doctors, lawyers, teachers, parents and grandparents in their communities. And how do we help them to follow Christ daily, not just on Sundays? And so we're developing some Bible study material that we'll be able to roll out and begin to conscientize our pastors and our sessions about the need for spiritual formation and character formation and the transformation of our people by the power of the Holy Spirit through relentless teaching and discipling. So this, in a very condensed nutshell, is the work that our committee is doing. It's exciting, and it's done purely by volunteers. We don't have a single full-time staff member who drives this, but we are excited about what God is doing, and we're seeing wonderful things happen. Thank you